afternoon. This is Ronald Bird with another edition of Style Speaks. We're here at, where are we at? Columbia Heights, Washington, my favorite part of town. Kind of live, play, and work in the area, so I love it. But it's been a couple of months since we've had some interviews due to some circumstances, but I'm glad to be back for our fall segment of Style Speaks, and I have a wonderful panel of guests today. But we're going to start the show out with a gentleman who's got a little extra something going on. We're going to find out what that is, but his name is Trell Ville. How you doing? All right, okay, you're going to talk up for the camera now. Not too loud, but we gonna try to keep it cool. All right, man, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about this name. Where did the name come from?
Trell Ville. Trell is actually my name. My name is Trell. So when it goes to Ville,
your name is what?
Trell.
Trell. Okay. So you just kind of shorten it a little bit.
Right. And then my father's last name was Ville, and I just took it.
Oh, okay. So you just kind of made up his own name. Can we do that? Is that allowed? He just made up his own name. That's not your government name. That's all.
It's my stage.
That's your stage name. That's your personality, if you will. Well, it definitely works for you, my brother. I mean, you're one of these young guys who have a lot going on. Not too much, because I kind of course, I joke a lot with my camera guy over here, Tony, about all these people who have all these titles and behind their name, and but you can't do but so many things really, really well. But you seem to kind of keep it tight with the whole actor model thing. But where are you from?
Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't realize you were a native.
From the south side. Oh, southeast.
Uh-oh. Don't pull out no knives or nothing like that, okay? We're going to keep it cool. But, so tell us a little bit about, so you were raised in Southeast. So how did you get into the whole modeling piece?
Well, modeling came way later. Like, once I moved to Maryland, I did a lot of transferring.
Okay. Were you a bad kid? You want to just tell
it was
the
like,
you're putting them out of school, I think.
And stuff like that.
Some family issues?
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm not making fun of that. I thought you was just like a cut up in class and they had to kick your behind out over there.
I was a class clown.
Oh, were you really? Okay.
I joke around. I finished my work and get bored and do everything.
Oh, okay. Pulling girls' hair and all that kind of stuff in class and all that stuff, right?
That wasn't the reason. I actually got inspired by one of my teachers in high school who told me I should pursue modeling.
It's interesting when I talk to models and people who kind of do what they do. It's always somebody who kind of said, and actually that's how I started doing Style Speaks. Someone suggested, just like, someone say, well, why don't you do this one? Have you thought about that? I'm like, I do like to run my mouth. I like to talk. And I definitely am a fashion enthusiast, but so I had a muse. I had someone who actually kind of sat me down and said, well, let's work this out. I'll do the camera work. I'll do all this kind of stuff. So it's interesting that you said that someone actually approached you and said it. So it wasn't something that came naturally. That you said, I want to do that. I want to be a model. Somebody suggested that.
Yep.
And you just kind of took it and went for it.
The first time I wasn't that interested in it, but once it happened.
Yeah. Okay. You just kind of ran with it. So you started liking it. Okay, getting shows and stuff like that. Okay, so did that transition you into the whole acting piece? I mean, how did you go from model to actor? It started with the modeling and then it kind of transitioned. I think
acting became something I got interested in. I seen like celebrities that I always liked.
Okay.
I wonder how hard it is to be an actor, trying to play different roles and different personalities.
Okay.
But I started as doing extra, like being an extra on set and getting to feel with other actors. I didn't, got into roles.
Okay.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Okay. So you just kind of did you find somebody to help you through it, or you just kind of did it on your own, or how did you book your?
I kind of did everything I did on my own.
Okay.
Like right now, I'm looking for an agent and management company.
Okay. Well, we're gonna talk about that soon. We're not gonna put all our business out in the street right now, but that's wonderful. That's wonderful, man. I mean, it sounds like, based on what I see, your visuals. I mean, I really kind of dissect your page, and you really have a lot of. You work with a lot of great photographers, and I like the concepts you use. And this is not just typical kind of portrait style. You know, most of your visuals are just, you know, very kind of artistically done, and you seem to, you know, have a diverse side range to what you do. So I like that. You know, it's just not one look. You're one of these kind of people that, you know, I want him to do that, I want him to give that, and you just kind of take, it just seems like you take direction well, you know, and I'm pretty good at kind of seeing that. So, well, what you do with the acting, I mean, well, let's talk about the fashion piece. So, you know, not just because you may have the craft, you may have the know-how or the wherewithal to kind of do that whole walking. I'm telling you, you know, my cameraman is trying to step up there and be a model. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm doing the show. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing in a show? What, I mean, what's that mean? I'm like, well, I'm a model. I'm like, okay, you know, do your walking, right? All right. So we had a little class this morning, right? So it'll happen. But so when that kind of you know went in that direction for you, did you just, was style something that was already, you know, getting back to like your youth and how you were raised? I mean, how was that a part of your character?
My style, I always was different. So.
Okay. When you say different, what do you mean?
I dressed the way I wanted to. I had nobody else dressed, or nobody else
Okay. So you just kind of had your own kind of style. Okay. Well, how would you define it? What would you call
Actually,
it?
I was bigger than what I am today. So I would wear baggy clothes a lot. I would wear like a lot of jerseys or things that I thought was appropriate for me to wear.
Right.
Some people that just, you know, I mean, they wear stuff that just don't fit them.
Right.
But I can't knock nobody else. That's their style.
Right. No, well, tell me a little bit about, well, how do you say you know, different, whatever, but how would you define it with somebody who doesn't know you, haven't seen you like day to day? I mean, you're dressed kind of casual.
I dress towards my mood for the day sometimes. Some days I may feel like I don't want to do nothing and I might just throw on something. Some days I want to feel like I just want to get dressed up. Right. A blue tie or a tie, a shirt.
Okay.
So my mood predicts my style.
Your mood predicts your style. That's what I wanted to hear. So, well, what sign are you?
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus. Okay. Well, we're not gonna get all into that, but no. Okay. So, well, that's interesting because I guess, you know, for me, it's always interesting to find out. You know, I think I have, you know, and I say this in a lot of my interviews, that a lot of how style became important to me. My grandmother was very fashion conscious. It kind of passed. My mom, you know, my mama dresses nice, but she's kind of conservative, very safe. My grandmother was very, like, kind of sort of ahead of her time. She was always well put together. She was always, I have a twin brother, and she always told her grandsons, you know, to look nice and be presentable. So it was very important to her, and my mom too. But I kind of took it a step further where I wanted to really kind of stand out, and I like the attention that I got when I dressed the way I dressed. So, and being a twin, you were kind of incorporated into this group. So I wasn't never really, you're not an individual when you're a twin, when you're a part of a package. So that's how I grew up. So that was my way of being Ronald and letting people figure out who I was as opposed to being this unit. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I use fashion to kind of, you know, step outside of that. So has that always been important? I mean, even though you're a model and you're kind of pursuing this acting thing, has that really been important? I mean, just because you're a model, that doesn't mean you really like clothes and like looking good all the time.
I do like clothes.
Okay.
I was always a shoe freak.
Okay.
I used to get like shoes, any shoe that came out that I thought was happening. I like.
Okay, so you were a shoe fanatic. Okay. So, well, I mean, even with that, so you say you're kind of eclectic in your style, and you kind of, you know, ever since you were a little boy, you felt like you know, like
I was different.
You were just different. It's always been different.
I was the one who can befriend people, but at the same time, I can be alone. Like I can hang out by myself. I don't need nobody to hang out with.
Okay, you can kind of be your own person. I was kind of sort of like that too. Well, talk a little bit about the whole acting. We touched on the modeling thing and the style and how you kind of got that and how that kind of presented. Somebody told you that, you know, oh, I think you can be a model, and you kind of took that and ran with it. And you kind of, you know, slaying that. So as you transition to the whole acting piece, how has that worked out for you, and how does that figure into the whole modeling thing? How does that tie in together for you?
As far as acting, I haven't got as many gigs as I would like, especially paid gigs.
Right.
I've done a web series. Also, I've done a movie recently, but I'm just kind of an extra. Like,
yeah, well, that's when you got to start somewhere.
It's a main
build that resume.
It's an extra interacting with the main star.
Right.
And I got paid for that, so it was cool. And I got paid, and I got paid.
Okay. Well, I guess, I'm talking about, people have brought up the modeling thing, and maybe somebody suggested, okay, well, maybe I can do the acting thing. But what's, and I talked to Tony about this too. I'll make a lot of references to Tony. He's holding the camera. Because we chat, But about how, what's passion, for you. A lot of people kind of do what they do because by happenstance, somebody told them that they may be good at it. So, but what kind of comes from, like, what's the core Trell? I mean, what's your passion? I mean, is it either one of those two things? It's what you do, but it may not be what your passion is.
My passion is just the arts period.
Okay.
Like, music is like sometimes it speaks to you. It might be actually telling your story, but it's somebody else speaking it.
Music?
Okay. I love all types of anything in the arts pretty much. I'm addicted to dance, music, fashion, style. But all that happened, it started young. When I was younger, I used to draw a lot. I always liked to be creative, like I said, with clothes and putting stuff together with clothes. But I never knew about the modeling and acting thing. I was just see it on TV.
Okay.
When I got inspired by my teacher to do it, that's when I kind of got to.
So you always had that kind of creativeness inside you, but you didn't know how it was going to manifest itself. So it just kind of came together as you got older.
Yeah.
Well, you want to say how old you are?
I'm 25.
Oh, you're a baby. You're a baby. I got shoes older than you do.
Well, in the modeling world,
well, not really, but I don't keep shit around that long. But go ahead, what you said?
I say, like, in the modeling world, I'm considered old.
Well, yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, I think it's a little different for men than it is for women.
For men, I'm old. I should have been started since I was like 14 or 16.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, but you don't necessarily stick.
More leeway.
But you're a young man. Don't even trip on those a lot of young ones start, and especially if you're doing couture and runway and stuff like that. But I mean, you're a young man. You have a lot of, there's a lot of opportunities, and we'll talk about that. With print work, catalog, whether all of modeling doesn't just consist of walking. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot in that genre that you can do, that you can be open to. So I don't, that whole, I probably could have started on at 14, 15. I mean, who wants to, that's a kid. You can't do a nice, sexy layout at 15. It's like, ew, the dude is a kid, whatever. So, you can, that's a little pervy. But, doing a naked, a bare-chested kind of layout, at 15 years old, that's just not cool. Right? Yeah, I mean, you're not a man yet. So, you're still young. You're still young. So, tell everybody what's going on next. And let's just kind of, what you're doing and how people can find you and all that kind of good stuff.
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram.
Talk.
At Trell Ville. Instagram is at Trell_Ville. Facebook is just Trell Space Ville. But I got next year a couple of more shows. Also some photo shoots. I actually have one after here.
Do you now?
Yeah.
Alright.
And then tomorrow I have a show.
You had a show last night, you said, right?
Yeah, I had a show last night.
Okay.
And pretty much I'm looking to get signed to an agency, like I said, maybe a management company, something to help me and help me clear my brain, because I'm
right.
Yeah, trying to.
Well, we already said we was going to talk about that, so don't put that out there to the world, because I don't want everybody snatching you up. So I'm gonna have to fight for what I want. So look, man, I really appreciate you, taking your time out this morning. It's a pleasure meeting you. We've gotten to know each other these past month or so, and I appreciate you taking your Saturday out before your photo shoot today. And if y'all don't see this brother, I mean, you're going to be seeing a lot of him. He's got amazing photographs. He's got amazing artistic kind of creative sense to him. So I can really see big things for you. Definitely. All right. Well, this has been another edition of Style Speaks. This is Ronald Berg talking from Columbia Heights, literally right across the street from the Metro. We're here at Panera Bread, but we ain't trying to really, you know, we ain't getting no money from promoting them, but they are letting us sit here and do this interview. But until the next time,